Alrighty, it's time. The best time of the day. Time to do a cube draft. Ooh, we got an action-packed pack here in this 3-on-3. Myself, Sam Rolfe, and Janara, 19, against Karate Dom, Xantos, and Namor Squats. So, we've got Underworld Breach, Swords to Plowshares, Archon, Skullclamp, Luris. A lot of cards I like. In fact, those 5 cards are going to go, plus probably like Ketria Triumph. This is tough. I think Swords to Plowshares is probably the safest overall pick. It's just a truly excellent card. 1 mana, instant speed, exile removal. I'm kind of thinking I want to take Breach, though, because I love Underworld Breach. And when you first pick Breach and they don't know that you first picked Breach, it can be really powerful. I do think that Swords, Skullclamp, and Archon are 100% going to get taken. We might get an Uro back. Who knows? This pack, had I taken Swords, I'd probably take the same card I'm going to take now, which is Scalding Tarn. I like fetch lands. There's also a Mother of Runes and an Underground Sea and a Xander's Lounge. It's kind of interesting. I haven't 100% figured out. Early in the draft, you're supposed to take Xander's Lounge or Underground Sea. I'm kind of leaning Underground Sea because the original duels are coming to play untapped is pretty good. Obviously, once you have Grixis colors, you should just take the Grixis land. Or if you have like a fetch land, like an Arid Mesa that can get Lounge and not Sea. Either way, I'm going to take Tarn. Neither of those 2 lands I'm debating are coming back. I would like to get Consider back if possible. So if those 2 lands plus Mother of Runes go, someone might take Wedding Announcement. Though in a 6-player draft, having Wedding Announcement and Mother of Runes both get taken isn't the most likely. Imperial Seal might get taken. Sanctum, I don't know. But I'm going to take Scalding Tarn. Could take Deceiver Exarch here. The one thing is in a team draft, taking Deceiver Exarch when I guess only one of my enemies knows that I have Exarch, or at least that I could have taken Exarch, isn't the worst, because I could still get it pack 2. Could also just take Miscalculation, which is just a good card. There's also Fiery Confluence. That's also a very solid card. One of those 3 cards is probably what I'm going to take. And I expect Trinket Mage, Fertile Ground, and a Talisman to maybe be gone along with whatever cards I don't take. Kind of just want to take Miscalc. It's just the safest pick here. Okay, this pack has a Glorybringer, a Brainstorm, Cryptic Command. I think in this position I would rather take Brainstorm over Cryptic Command. I already have a fetch land. Cantrips are really good with Breach. The question is it better just to take Glorybringer? Glorybringer is a fantastic card. Could easily just be like blue-red kind of tempo mid-range. That's a fine place to land. Also a Fallen Shinobi and a Lava Claw Reaches. I don't think Brainstorm's going to come back. I think Ballista... Well, let's see. If I take Glorybringer, Ballista, Rolling Earthquake, which is a strong card, maybe Fallen Shinobi get picked. Maybe Lava Claw and maybe one of Cryptic and Brainstorm. Well, I'm going to take Glorybringer either way, but I can see one of those 2 cards coming back. This pack is a little bit weaker. I might take Robber of the Rich because I find this card to be okay in blue-red. If you're a low-curve blue-red deck, you can get a Robber out. It is kind of a card draw engine. There's also just a bunch of green cards, though most of them are kind of narrow. Like Thragtusk is just fine, but like Regrowth, Elvish Reclaimer, Eladamri's Call are all like kind of targeted or specific. Spellcaller is also pretty good, but I don't think it's better than Robber in this position. Ooh, Arid Mesa, I'm not passing that. There's also Thundermaw and Inferno Titan, so 2 big red cards, but this must have been a pretty strong pack to get an Arid Mesa this late. Skullclamp came back. So did Ketria Triumph and Uro. So that means Luris, Swords, Archon all got taken. How did Skullclamp come back? I think I'm going to take it. I mean, I like Ketria Triumph, especially with 2 fetches, but Skullclamp is a really strong card, and I find it not that difficult to build around. Well, now Xander's Lounge came back, and even though there's a Voldaren Epic here, which works nicely with Skullclamp, there's also actually a Wedding Announcement, which also does. Actually, hold on. The Wedding Announcement, kind of interested in that. It is really good with Skullclamp. It's not a bad card to begin with, and I have an Arid Mesa, and I don't have black cards right now. If I take Wedding Announcement, I'll probably get back Voldaren Epic here also, because Talisman will get taken for sure, the 2 lands for sure, and then I just need 2 people to take Lion Sash, Direfleet, and Riftwing over it. All right, I'm in for that. take Wedding Announcement, and then Trinket Mage came back that can go get my Skull Clamp. Okay, I'll take that over Talisman here. I like where we're at. So now Rolling Earthquake came back. So the Cryptic and Brainstorm both got taken, which is fine. I might just take P and Kira Nalar because of the Skull Clamp value. The Breach may or may not make the cut. We'll have to see about that. But let's see. Yeah, Rolling Earthquake is also a pretty good card. But I think I will take P and Kira Nalar because I do have a Skull Clamp. And now I'll take Spell Queller because I'm presumably playing white, or at least playing some white. Oh, and Blade Splicer also here with Wedding Announcement, Skull Clamp. Yeah, I think that's fine to take over Thundermaw. Not a Mystic Forge deck. Don't like Mishra's Factory. I'll take Condemn. And I'm going to try something new because I don't want to move where my camera is, but I do want to put the cards in the bottom row are my sideboard cards. And now I'll take the Voldaren Epic here over to Lion Sash. And a last pick, Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay. All right, well, this pack ended up going in a direction I didn't expect when Skull Clamp wheeled, but I think we were able to really get a lot of good cards for Skull Clamp. And we'll see what the next packs have to offer. Some good cards, because there's Mox Diamond, which is excellent, Lelia, which is excellent, Tinker, which is excellent. Also, Portal to Phyrexia. If I first pick Tinker, I bet I'll wheel Portal to Phyrexia. Kind of in for that. I have Blade Splicer and Trinket Mage and Epic Cure to all make artifacts or get artifacts, Pia. So I have 4 artifacts over here plus a Skull Clamp. Okay, I'm going to put the Breach in the sideboard for now, just because I don't, and Elspeth Conquers Death can go down there too, because I don't really want to main deck it, but I think I'm going to take Tinker. And then that is passing Lelia, which is unfortunate, but I feel like, who's passing me this? Karate Dom, who's passing, or rather Nam, who was passing to me pack 1. I don't think Nam was playing much red because we got Thundermaw with 3 cards left, wheeled Pia, and Rolling Earthquake, all that stuff. So yeah, let's take Tinker here. Let's build around a Tinker deck if we can. Okay, now we can just take Chrome Mox. Oh, there's also Stoneforge. Stoneforge getting Skull Clamp is pretty nice. I mean, this deck wants Chrome Mox pretty badly, because Chrome Mox can accelerate out Wedding Announcement or Tinker or Pia, like all these like 3 and 4s, and I don't have any fast mana. I don't think Chrome Mox is going to wheel. I don't think Stoneforge is either. Let's see, Force Negation, Oracle probably get taken. Magda, that's 3. Yeah, I don't think either of these is going to wheel. Chrome Mox certainly not, and Stoneforge isn't super likely to. So which do I want to take? I mean, the Stoneforge looks pretty nice in this deck. You know what? I have Trinket Mage to get Skull Clamp. I think Chrome Mox is too important. Oh, Tolarian Academy. Don't even get me started. Huh. Academy versus Pyromancer is a pretty interesting one. Oh, a new addition to the cube. Tainted Pact is a cool one. It's also a natural order here, and I think I'm passing. Getting Namor Squatch was playing green, but that's fine. We're still not going to hate draft it here. So Academy, you know, we're just not quite there on Academy, and Season Pyromancer is very good. Academy probably won't wheel, but you know, it's not 0%. I just think Pyromancer is going to be better for this deck, so I'm going to take it. Okay, this pack has Spellseeker, which is generally good, but not very good here. It has Force of Will, which is awesome. I have 1, 2... I only have 4 blue cards right now, but I could expect to get a few more. Don't really care to take Zurin Orb. I think I'd rather take Force of Will over Incinerate. I think that sounds better to me. Yeah, and I'll pick up more blue cards. Force of Will is just such a strong card. This pack has not much for me. Oh man, there's a Thoughtseize in the pack. I'm not going to play it, but I don't like passing it because I think black was also being cut. There's Upheaval, but this was really not an Upheaval deck. Ephemerate's actually not crazy in this deck. I have like 6 good things to Ephemerate. Ephemerating Glorybringer is actually really funny. You can unexert it. There's also Daretti Ingenious Iconoclast, but that's also a black card. And if I was going to take a black card, I would just take Thoughtseize. I still might just take the Thoughtseize. I think even though Ephemerate's good, Thoughtseize is such a good card, I'd just take it even if I don't end up playing it. Okay, this pack has Mishra's Workshop, which we're not really in the space to use. Skyclave, which is great. Jace, which is great. Some Talismans, but I think I'm just going to take Tundra. Tundra makes Tarn into white and Mesa into blue. It's like the perfect land to bridge the gap there. And I'm playing 3 colors. Okay, Portal to Phyrexia came back around. I have to take it. Look, I would like a Mind Stone. Obviously trying to like float Portal is cute. Mystical Tutor gets Tinker, but this is the best Tinker target overall, I think. And having that is pretty much like the whole reason I took Tinker. Okay, so none of the things I thought were gonna, like the Stoneforge didn't wheel, which is fine. I'm gonna take Revoker. It's good with Skull Clamp. It's a card I can tinker away. Like those are both fine. It's just also a fine card. Okay, now I'll take Academy. I'm really glad it came back because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts right now, and we have room to grow. So we'll take that. Passing 2 green cards, so hating one doesn't make sense. Flame Tongue and Murderous Redcap are both very similar, so I don't think hating one of those makes sense. This is cool. We're like a Jeskai Skull Clamp Academy deck with Tinker. I like it. I like it. Could use another big Tinker target, but even there, just Valoran Epicure, Revoker, Blade Splicer. We have some good Tinker stuff. Okay, so this pack has Spellseeker, which still has nothing to get. Big Tef, which I'm probably going to take. It's a fine card. Another blue card for Force of Will. I don't think I need Zuran Orb and Selfless Spirit. Yeah, we'll take Teferi. 2 green cards came back, so did Boseiju. There's Elspeth, which I guess works with Skull Clamp, but I think that's a bit much. I'm just going to take Fire Covenant. I think this card's good. If I end up getting black fixing, I could play both Fire Covenant and Thoughtseize, perhaps. But right now, I'm heavy red, heavy blue, light white. Okay, so I love Mishra's Workshop, but this is really not looking like a Workshop deck. All my artifacts are non-artifact. I think I take Talisman just because I want Tolarian Academy to work. And now I think I'm going to take, wow, Fairy Mastermind or Duretti. Duretti works nicely at bringing back a Tinker target. Fairy Mastermind is Skull Clampable, but I think actually I might take Duretti still. I'll take, Garrick's going to go to the secret sideboard, last pick Titania of the cards I'm definitely not playing. Okay, so no power in this pack, but there's a Demonic Tutor. The good thing is we didn't pass any black in pack 1, because again, it was being cut. Thoughtseize got passed to us late pack 2, like late-ish, you know, for a Thoughtseize. So I think there's a good chance that Dom is not playing black, which means it's less of a problem to pass DT. Plus there's DT and Reanimate anyway. So I think I'm just going to take Flooded Strand, the perfect land for me. And well, I guess it's just a white-blue land. I need to pick up a red dual. But still, a white-blue land is great. And then maybe Thieving Skydiver or Red-Black Talisman come back. All right, I'm fine with all that. Oh, there's Brain Freeze. All right, Underworld Breach is back on the menu, and this is exactly why it's good to first pick it, because Nam did not know I have an Underworld Breach in my pile, hasn't shipped one. Now Breach gets right back in. I take Brain Freeze. There's also Time Twister and Remand. And Goldspan, these are all pretty good cards. And Loran, which unfortunately is good against me. But now I have Brain Freeze Breach, and really all I need is, if I find LED, that's the nuts, but if I find Lotus Petal, that would also be great. Okay, this pack has Counterspell and Spell Pierce. And Polluted Delta and Grim Monolith. Those are all good. I'm not going to take the Grim, I don't think. It's good, but my curve doesn't really support it. It's good with Academy, I guess. I'm debating if I want to take basically Counterspell or Polluted Delta. I kind of just think I take Delta, because not only is it a good blue-white fixer, and at this point, if I can find a red-blue land, I'll be completely golden. Also, it does open the door to maybe playing Thoughtseize or Fire Covenant. And I don't know, I just like having good manas. Okay, so this pack has Jace, which is excellent, True Name Nemesis, which is excellent, K-Command, which I might be in the position to splash, Zealous Conscripts, also from the Catacombs. So I'm going to take True Name. True Name is a really good card. You just play True Name and it just shuts down aggro decks and can clock control decks. I think it's better than Jace. All right, True Name Nemesis and Watery Grave. Does that help much? Well, it makes Tarn and Strand into black mana if I wanted to go that direction. There's the Splinter Twin, but we didn't take any of the cards. We've now shipped Exarch, Conscripts, and Twin. There's also Palantir of Orthonk and Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb's also good. In fact, we've done a pretty good job taking fetches, so I think our colored mana situation is pretty good, and Ancient Tomb looks just excellent in this deck. Yeah, I've got to take Ancient Tomb. Turn 1 Revoker, turn 2 Blade Splicer, Trinket Mage, turn 3 Pia, turn 4 Glorybringer, Accelerate Out Wedding Announcement, Duretti Teferi. Yeah, those are all good reasons to tomb. And this is pick 6, so we're not getting a Lotus Petal or anything like that. It's a shame. Do I want Hallowed Fountain or Lightning Bolt? There's also a Talisman, which is pretty good. Bolt is nice because Underworld Breach Lightning Bolt's just like kind of its own good combo. Oh man, there's no frantic searches or anything like that either. I was looking at other ways to generate mana. I still think just playing Breach Brain Freeze is fine. It just is a little bit more costly now. That, I guess, makes me want to take Talisman just to power up this Tolarian Academy. And I just took Ancient Tomb as well. So I think that I'll do that. Now do I take Skydiver or another Talisman? Black-red is also semi-on color if I want to splash the black cards. Because basically what I'm thinking with all these talismans is if I can get Academy up to like tapping for 3 or 4 mana, I can go Breach, Brain Freeze, Brain Freeze, Brain Freeze. Like if you get an 8 mana, that's an easy win. 6 mana might be able to win, especially if you can play another spell like a Chrome Mox or something. Or maybe 7 mana Voldaren Epicure. The thing is, Thieving Skydiver is so good against me, I think I just have to take the Skydiver here. Alright, now I'll take Goldspan. I love Goldspan Dragon. And I don't think any of these white planeswalkers are really much for me. Oh, Grim Monolith Wield? Okay. I'll take that over Enlightened Tutor. I'm not the biggest Enlightened Tutor fan. And now these cards are all out of here. Do I take Zealous Conscripts? Torrential Gearhook does nothing for me, really. There's also Forkbolt and K-Command. I think I'm going to take Conscripts because I don't really want to pass all the twin stuff. Oh. Okay. How many combos do I need? Well, we'll see. I guess I'll take Lingering Souls as like maybe a Skull Clamp thing. I don't think I'm going to splash the black though. All right, this is going to be an interesting deck build because I've got to support, well, I don't have to support all of it, but I have the potential to support Skull Clamp, Tinker, Splinter Twin Conscripts, Underworld Breach Brain Freeze. That's a lot of themes, but they overlap in some good ways, right? Skull Clamp and Tinker overlap in the way of artifacts, which is nice. Brain Freeze, Breach is kind of just a 2-card combo. I just play those 2 cards in my deck. Same with Splinter Twin Conscripts. I think the Duretti probably doesn't make the cut because this is a couple cards too many. I could probably cut Spell Queller. I think I'll just hate the Gaunty. Ranger Captain or Kenrith. I'm not playing either. I think Ranger Captain is generally a stronger card. Last pick, Enlightened Tutor. I'll look at it. I'm probably not going to play the Enlightened Tutor, but Enlightened Tutor does kind of support all the combos. Jeskai 5 combos. I mean, I guess we're not actually playing 5 combos, but we're playing a lot of combos. Oh, still the most broken deck I've drafted in quite some time. This Academy deck here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Without cutting anything, this is 14 lands. So we need to cut a couple cards. How many artifacts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus, well, not counting Portal, but also Pia, Blade Splicer, Trinket Mage all make artifacts. Oh, Robber of the Rich can probably get cut. I think Robber is unlikely. It doesn't support any of the things. Also, you know, Splinter Twin on Pyromancer or Pia and Kira Nalar is both very good. It's actually even fine on Blade Splicer, and it's not like Zealous Conscripts is a bad card. So I don't mind that. I think the Voldaren Epicure, it's good with Skull Clamp and good with Tinker. I think that's good enough. It's also, in a way, good with the Brain Freeze plan, because, again, if I get to 7 mana, and I go Voldaren Epicure, play Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze you for 9, Brain Freeze you for 12, that's not a terrible play. You can also set things up by, like, let's say you have Brain Freeze Breach in hand, you pass the turn, they play a spell, maybe 2 spells, you go end of turn, Brain Freeze you for 9, untap Breach, Brain Freeze you for 6, Brain Freeze you for 9. And that can be an easy way to win, too. So I'm certainly not cutting Portal, Tinker, any of these artifacts, Brain Freeze, Breach, Miscalculation. So Thieving Skydiver could be on the chopping block. Wedding Announcement I think probably is on the chopping block. I'm not cutting Pyromancer, True Name, Blade Splicer, Pia. Conscripts and Twin I'm probably going to play, but I don't think they're guaranteed. So I need to cut I don't think I can cut any of the things that make artifacts that are good with both Clamp and Tinker. That just doesn't make sense to me because those are both really strong. Also, Skull Clamp Tolarian Academy is such a good combo. Just because if you clamp into more, when you start Skull Clamping, you get behind on board, you're losing board position, and you're drawing cards. Well, what do you want in the position when you have a lot of cards and less board position? You want more mana. And Academy really gets you there. Because I have all these cheap artifacts. Not you. These are all cheap artifacts. Plus Blade Splicer, Kieran, Trinket Mage. Like, it's a lot of artifacts for Academy. Goldspan also, I think, is just like a lock. I'm going to play Force of Will. Like, even, let's say if I cut Skydiver and Teferi, then Force of Will is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. That's a little light, but I don't think I'm cutting both. Because right now I have 7 lands, 32 cards. So if I add 8 lands, that's 15. I have to cut 2 of these cards. I think I cut Wedding Announcement because it works only with Skull Clamp, is in my splash color, and I have enough ways to, I think I'm supporting Skull Clamp pretty well. Like, because Seasoned Pyromancer is an important part of that. I have Pyromancer, Pia, Blade Splicer to make tokens. Epicure is one, and Revoker are both individually clampable, but you don't need to clamp like 7 things. I think in that case, because I have Goldspan and Glorybringer, I think I cut the Teferi. It's painful, but I think that's right. And I think this leads us to 17 lands plus Chrome Mox. I could also consider playing 16 lands plus Chrome Mox and maybe putting Teferi back in. Actually, I don't hate that. I have a lot of mana acceleration, and it's an extra card for Force of Will. All right. This looks pretty good. Our mana's got to be great, right? I mean, if I had picked up a fetchable red land, it would be really good, but I still have Arid Mesa and Tarn, so right now, without adding any basics, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources for Blade Splicer and Teferi. Oh, wow. I ended up cutting. I guess I ended up really not going into white. I didn't take the Stoneforge either, so I don't even need a Plains. And I think it's worth playing these cards because I think they're both pretty good and it's effectively free. And then not picking up a red land really did punish the Strand and the Delta, but again, that's okay. And then I just split islands and mountains, and I even have a red-blue talisman and a red-green talisman. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I could play a swamp with a Delta to get Thoughtseize in there, but I don't think that's good enough. Is there any thought of Duretti? The problem is I only have 1 good artifact to bring back. That is probably not enough. All right. Looks like we got ourselves a deck. Let's see if the multi-combo phenomenon works out. Alrighty, time for round 1. Playing a Xantos here, and certainly a fine hand. I could turn 2 as Zealous Conscripts. If I draw a white source, I could play in a pretty early Teferi. I could play a turn 3 Teferi. I mean, technically I could go all in, hoping to draw a white source, play a turn 1 Monolith, but I don't think that's a good idea. Ooh. Okay, I do like Tolarian Academy. We don't need to hurry this Chrome Mox out there, but with Academy, Chrome Mox taps for a blue effectively, even if there's nothing imprinted on it. Playing as Forest, Xantos Mold to 6, Forest, huh? Well, the good news is Zealous Conscripts tends to be pretty good against green decks, so I don't mind having that in hand. Let's see, not lands is what we ask for. Oh, okay. You know, Force of Will is not so bad here. Force means that I can pitch the Teferi if I need to, though more likely I'll just play Academy next turn and just hardcast Force if I need to do that. We'll see. I mean, Xantos with an island now has access to 5 mana. Could play something I have to force, though obviously I would hope that's not the case. Kinnan. Okay. This Devoted Druid taps for extra mana now, but we'll see how that goes. Still at 5 mana, basically. Manglehorn, destroy my Grim. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Not worth forcing to save, but definitely Manglehorn is kind of annoying for me. Oh, we're untapping it, tapping it for 2 more mana. Play a Noble. We're at 1 card. 1, 2, 3. Next turn, Kinnan can just pay 7 to be activated. Okay, there's the Tundra. So I could play Teferi this turn, but it would just get attacked down. Because I could go Tundra, Mox. Oh, wait, no, I can't play Teferi. What am I thinking? I don't have Academy in play also. I think I'm just going to play Tundra and pass the turn. I can't cast anything. I might have to go Conscripts on Devoted Druid next turn. We'll see. This is... Killing the Grim Monolith slowed me down pretty nicely. Let's see. So you pay 7. You look at the top 5s and put a non-human. Oh, it's onto the battlefield, though. It's not in your hand? Ooh, okay. Don't like that. If I have to force pitching Teferi this turn, that's going to be pretty unfortunate. All right, I guess Kinnan's probably getting activated here. So that's going to be potentially a problem. Oh, the other thing is Manglehorn actually slows down my Mox. So I guess if I wanted to Mox, I would have had to play it last turn. I just didn't want to Mox any of these cards away, really. Oh, this is a Green Suns. Oh, Hydroid Krasis. All right, yeah, I'm going to lose this game. I could force the Krasis, but it also doesn't do anything. I think what I'm going to do is just hope to draw Splinter Twin. Just try to get a Zealous Conscripts into play, and then try to play Twin. I don't really have much else here. This is a pretty sick start. Okay. Draw. Glorybringer. Yeah, I guess I pass. I could play a tapped Mox, but I still don't want to exile anything, especially since it doesn't speed me up. If I knew I was drawing Glorybringer, I guess I would have put one of my cards under Mox, but I don't even know that that's going to help at this point. All right. So I'm going to take 8 down to 8. I guess next turn I can Glorybringer the Krasis and hope that the Kinnan misses on the activation. Thragtusk, I have to force a will that. Painful. But I'm certainly not playing Teferi here. Okay, play Chromox. Comes into play tapped. I'm not going to exile a card. Play Academy. Glorybringer. Oh, they had a counterspell too. Sure. Yeah, all right. I am dead, and the scouting report as usual. All right. Well, definitely not winning this game. All right. Well, that was a good start. Huh. Now I'm looking at this Fire Covenant. Fire Covenant is just a bomb against these decks. So if I put in Swamp, and that leaves me with 2 black sources, plus Goldspan, which that's a little dicey. I could put in Fire Covenant. And then I've got Seasoned Pyromancer to loot it away if I need to. Don't think that would be terrible. What would I cut, though? I mean, cut a land, but what else would I cut? I don't want to cut Glorybringer. Portal to Phyrexia looks great. No, maybe I don't do that. I'm just not seeing anything I really want to cut here. All right. Let's try this again, especially for a card. If I had like one more, like if I had like a couple more black sources for free, then, well, I probably would have been playing it, but okay, I'll keep this hand. Manglehorn messed me up that game. I mean, mostly what it is, blow up the Grim Monolith, but having the Chromox come into play tapped meant I would have to like decide a turn early what to Mox, and that sounded really bad. Do I Mox the Blades Placer here? I kind of think I do, because look, if I go Mox, Blade Splicer, play Talisman, or I could play Grim Monolith. Mox, Blade Slicer, play Grim Monolith. Next turn, I could just cast my whole hand and cast Pyromancer. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then basically just get a Pyromancer refill. This speeds up my plays pretty significantly. And we'll see what I draw for my turn. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I'm okay discarding Ancient Tomb. That's fine. Tap this for red, or tap this for Talisman. Yeah, I have to do it that way. Wait, no, I don't. I don't have to tap the Chrome box. I can just do it this way. Duh. All right, Pyromancer. Discard 2 cards. Nice. Play Talisman. I'm going to leave Skull Clamp in hand. It would have been nice to draw a non-land, so my Pyromancer made a token. I don't really want to get my Skull Clamp Manglehorned. I think I'll just do this, and then if I draw a creature, then I get to start clamping away here. Nope. All right. I'm just going to attack for 2. I just don't think exposing Skull Clamp when it's probably not going to do much makes sense to me. All right, well, I have blue, I have white, I have red, and I have a million colorless, so any spell is an awesome draw pretty much. I could actually cast Portal to Phyrexia. Okay, Xantos drew an island, because probably would have played island last turn instead of forest. Okay, green for Devoted Druid, sure. Let's untap Monolith. Draw for turn. Feels like Xantos maybe has like Beseiju in hand or something. Okay, I have 30 million mana. I'll just leave the Academy in hand too, because exposing it to Wasteland doesn't make sense, and I don't really need Xantos to know that I have that much mana. All right, need a spell. Prime time, sure. So next turn, obviously if I brick, I brick. But if I don't brick, okay, at least none of those lands do anything. That's nice. I could attack with Pyromancer and hope Xantos blocks. I think my best plan here, my best course of action is to cast Skull Clamp. Equip Skull Clamp to Pyromancer and then pass the turn. And this way, when prime time attacks, I get to chump and draw 2. Obviously, if my Skull Clamp gets blown up, then that doesn't work. But I don't think Xantos just isn't going to block my Pyromancer if I attack. Look, if I cast turn 2 Pyromancer after drawing a land, drew a Talisman and a Skull Clamp, and then drew land. So if that's going to happen, I'm not going to win. Yep, I knew it. I just knew it. I had the feeling. I had the correct read. I wish I was wrong. Okay, well, might as well get these draws out of the way. Like, this draw couldn't beat a ham sandwich. I literally did nothing this game. Not because my draw was, like, intrinsically bad. It was just because I never drew a spell the entire game. I guess there's technically a couple spells I could draw that would kind of get me back into it, but there's just not very many. Okay. There's a Thragtusk, sure. Do I crack Strand? I don't think I do. The deck thinning's not really worth much, and an extra life could matter. All right. Are we going to draw a spell yet? No. Cool. All right. That was round 1. Already time for round 2. Yeah, this deck's good streak continues because I drew Tinker and the 1-card Tinker 4. I think this is a mulligan. Playing against a Lurrus control deck, by the way. Namor Squats opened Lotus and got past a 5th pick Lurrus and just went to town. Yeah, I mean, this hand just doesn't really do much. All right, I will keep this. And I think I put Zealous Conscripts back. I just don't really want to draw it super early. And I had another 5, which I thought was better. All right, if I draw a red source by the time I hit 5 mana, which not super difficult to do, I've got Double Dragon coming. Okay, Ledger Shredder. That's probably not going to get too big to Glorybringer by the time I Glorybringer. Well, We'll see. I guess I drew Teferi, so now I have a play on 5 even if I don't hit double red, but I suppose I could not hit my 5th mana. That would be... I'm probably just going to draw a Portal to Phyrexia and then Pia and Kiran Nalaar. Oh, Abrupt Decay on my Talisman is a beating. Ooh, okay, well... Tinker could be good. The one thing that is not great is my opponent's got Force of Negation in their deck. So casting a Tinker, even when they're tapped out, is a bit dicey. Getting my Talisman blown up when I've drawn 2 5-drops is going to be tough. Well, let's see what we got going here. Phantasmal Image. What are we copying? A Ledger Shredder, and then we're going to play a second spell. Yikes. An Infernal Grasp the token. Okay. Well, if I draw Chrome Mox, I'm definitely casting Tinker here. And if I draw another cheap artifact, I'll have to wait a turn, I suppose. Well, there goes the Cryptic and the Force of Negation. So at least the way is clear on Tinker if I draw a way to enable it. All right. Well, Mountain is not a bad draw, because now any land lets me cast Teferi, any red source lets me cast Glorybringer, any artifact lets me cast Tinker. Well, Tinker's gone. And I've got Duo Dragons and a Teferi here, so didn't he discarded a bunch of counter magic? 1 card in hand? All right. I mean, now 2 with Luris. Land. All right, let's cycle this, I think. I could draw something that's really bad too. All right, are we gonna just die with all 5 drops in hand, having drawn 4 land, a Talisman, and the Talisman got blown up? Let's find out. The good thing is Luris has nothing to bring back right now. Probably gonna play it anyway. Yeah. Okay, we drew the 5th land. So there's a Karakas to save the Luris. So that's not going to work out great. I am going to get a red land here. I have an 8 life. There's 2 Ledger Shredders in play. Honestly, I think I just go Goldspan Pass here. It's pretty sad. But what am I going to do? It just doesn't really make sense to attack. No plays? No. Maelstrom Pulse, get a treasure. I'm gonna have to chump the Luris here. Yeah, had my Tinker not been Inquisition, this would have been pretty good. It's Grim Monolith. Does that do much for me? It gets me up to 7 mana. That doesn't let me play 2 plays. I'm at 4. I guess I'm dead. I could Teferi +1, but there's nothing I can draw that gets me out of it. All right. Yeah. That was unfortunate. What do we do? Playing against Luris. Spell Queller might actually be good here. They have a lot of counter spells. They have Luris. Seems like it's got some application. They have multiple talismans, so I'm going to keep the Thieving Skydiver. I think I might cut the Tinker. I just don't like Tinker against a bunch of counter spells plus Pulse and Cryptic to even blow up or bounce the portal. Chill out, dog. Damn. Wedding Announcement seems like it could be good. I think that's a little better than Robber of the Rich. And I don't want to put in Lingering Souls because the flashback's hard on that. All right. I guess I'll put those 2 in. And I still have enough white sources, I think. I don't need a plains. I have 5 white sources. Plus, I guess Chrome Mox doesn't really count. Yeah, maybe I will put in a plains. Plains over one of the islands. I have a lot of blue sources too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus Chrome Mox. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. I just think that the Tinker plan against all those counters. If you can't Tinker when they're tapped out, it's kind of bad. Also, I'm playing against a control deck that's frequently going to have 0 to 1 creature in play. Like getting Portal isn't all that hot there either. Portal's going to be great in my last round, assuming I ever draw Tinker and don't draw Portal. Playing against red-white aggro is my last round here. Look, if I just cast a turn 2 True Name Nemesis, I'll probably win. Shocking twist. There's also Elspeth Conquers Death, but I don't think that's good. Definitely don't want Line Tutor. I don't think it would have been crazy to want Thoughtseize, but I just think on the splash, it's just not that good. All right. Let's play first. See if we can win one game. No, this hand doesn't. It's even got Conscript's Twin, but I don't have a play on turn 2. My Academy taps for no mana. All right, I will keep this. And honestly, I think I just put Breach on the bottom. Opponent's mulliganing as well. Playing against a deck with Inquisition, I don't really want to draw Breach till later, and I can shuffle with Tarn, so I just think having Breach early is a liability. There's just no reason for that. Okay. Let's just keep Miscalc up. I have nothing to accelerate to with Grim Monolith. No real reason to do that. Leading on Swamp Forest. All right, that shows kind of not the best mana. All right, Brain Freeze is here. So now I'm actually going to shuffle with Tarn because I want to find my Underworld Breach. Now I wish I had kept the Breach, but hey, what can you do? I think I get Island here, draw, and play Grim here. I could play Revoker, but I think I'd rather wait because it's got multiple talismans and whatnot. Yeah, Abrupt Decay, that is fine. Well, I can't counter it, but also I played it out because I didn't really care if it got Abrupt Decayed. I'm going to keep the Miscalc in hand for now. I'm not really in a huge hurry. Play a Talisman. Pass the turn here. We're just draw going. Nothing going on here. Just get a Mountain. Yeah, I think I'd rather get Mountain over Plains. Spellqueller's all right. All right, let's play the... Well, no, let's not play the Revoker. I'd rather leave Spellqueller plus Miscalc up. I could see wanting both. And again, I've got nothing to revoke, so no real reason to fire off here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Breach is nice. So now, kind of interested. I wonder if I can set up a turn. I guess maybe what might happen here is at some point Namor Squats is going to play some spells, and then we can maybe get in a bit of a fight on their turn, and I fire off a Brain Freeze for 12 or something, and then do the Breach double Brain Freeze plan. Okay, I guess we'll just keep passing. I've been out of lands for a while. The one card I'm really worried about is Inquisition of Kozilek. I honestly might Force of Will it if it gets cast. Black Lotus, okay. That I can Revoker as well. I guess that was actually a decent name for Revoker, now that I think about it. Oh, this is feeling like a good Brain Freeze turn. Luris, huh? All right, well, Spellqueller the Luris. Infernal Grasp, okay. Yeah, this is going to be a really good Brain Freeze turn. We're going to Brain Freeze for 18 here. Make that 21. This is almost lethal by itself. Yeah, I'd never seen an opponent work so hard for Brain Freeze before. All right, and then on my turn, I think I get to start by casting Revoker to name Lotus, and then cast Breach with Force of Will backup. So I'm going to win this game. I'm going to Mystic Confluence one of the Brain Freezes. Oh, 3 of the Brain Freezes. Let's see. So that leaves Brain Freeze for 12. Let's just force the Mystic Confluence here. Force Negation, Vindicate. Yeah, Rafine's Tower. All right. Draw. Underworld Breach. Brain freeze you. 1, 2, 3. All right, well, that was a way to get it done. I don't think that that's going to work again. We're not going to get... Never Squats is not going to let us brain freeze for 24 off of just their spells. That being said, that was pretty good. All right, I kind of want Robber of the Rich in. Is there something I can cut for Roberto? Revoker, actually, now that I remembered, somehow I didn't. Black Lotus, yes, Revoker seems like it's solid. Oh, man, I wish there was a way to get Lingering Souls in there. How bad is it to play a Swamp and a Lingering Souls? I'd have to cut a Mountain. It just seems really good in this matchup. All right. I want to get Lingering Souls in, and I want to get Robber. I think Glorybringer and Goldspan are still worth playing, even if they're a little bit slow. Skull Clamp is awesome, but they have multiple ways to blow it up. I wonder if at that point you just cut the Voldaren Epic here because it's like on the weaker side. And maybe the Chrome Mox, honestly. I'm not moxing in this matchup. All right. We'll do that. 16 land on the draw with some Talisman seems fine. I don't know. Cutting Chrome Mox is a little bit greedy, but I hate Chrome Mox in this matchup. Oh, look at this Lingering Souls. Worked out perfectly. I really don't like having Breach in my opening hand, but, you know, what can you do? Mountain, pass the turn. Caracas is so busted in a Lurrus deck, it's really gross. Okay. Flooded Strand, pass. Black Lotus. Yeah. Talisman. Do I want to miscalculate the Talisman? I think so. You can sack Lotus to pay for it if you want. I'm fine with that. But I don't know. It's not like miscalculation is doing a whole lot more. And then crack a clue, sure. That all works for me. Land. I think here's where I cast Lingering Souls. I could cast Leave Up Spell Queller, but I feel like Spell Pierce. All right. Spell Queller. This is the turn where he's more likely to put Lurrus into hand rather than cast a spell. Phantasmal Image the Thraben Inspector. Sure. And then put Lurrus into hand. All right. Land. So I'm worried that if I don't do anything, it's just not going to cast Lurrus. So I think I'm going to Revoker Black Lotus. And then Flashback Lingering Souls. Look, I'm not playing against NPCs here. Namor is very good at Magic. It knows I have Spellcaller in my deck. If I just pass without flashing back Lingering Souls, leaving Spellcaller mana up, it's not just going to run out Lurrus unless he's got a way to answer the Spellcaller. So it just doesn't seem profitable to do it that way. Okay, there's Lurrus. There's Lotus. Well, I'm not blocking because I'm not letting you recast those out of your graveyard. Clarion Academy is kind of nice. Okay. Let's play Trinket Mage. Let's get Skull Clamp. Attack with the Spirit Tokens. Alright, I guess I hope Skull Clamp doesn't get countered here. Okay, it didn't. Now we're going to Skull Clamp some Lingering Souls tokens. Draw. Okay. This isn't the worst. Obviously, there's a lot of things. Yeah, Mystical Tutor to kill Skull Clamp. Oh, Upheaval? Oh. I guess I'm just dead. Yeah, I can't win here. Upheaval is just like Lotus. I mean, I guess I'll try, but if I had just had Force of Will in my hand, if I had drawn into that, that would have been sick. Okay. So I guess I get to... It's going to make 2 stowaways. I get to play Skull Clamp here. In retrospect, siding out Chrome Mox, less good against Upheaval. So I'm going to discard Trinket Mage for sure, Arid Mesa, Teferi. I can discard Brain Freeze, I think, because I have the Breach. Brain Freeze. I mean, Breach might get discarded, but whatever. I don't care. P&K on Nalar. No, I actually don't want to discard P&K on Nalar. I think Spellquiller can go. Plains can definitely go. And at this point, Swamp can go. Okay. I mean, next turn I get to Revoker Lotus. And the turn after that, I get to play P&K on Nalar. I mean, this is assuming that him drawing 3 cards a turn and having access to Black Lotus every turn doesn't lose me the game, but yeah, I'm going to lose. Lotus Luris, quite a combo. Talisman into Talisman. Into Vindicate my land. All right, I've had enough. All right, 0-2. Let's check in on the team, shall we? All right, well, my teammates have both won, so we'll see how this goes. Oh no, one of my teammates lost. All right, we're down 1-3. Well, I gotta get one here. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm playing against red-white aggro, which this hand obviously a little bit slow, but if I draw a blue source and just have a turn 3 True Name, turn 4 Pia, that hand's gonna be pretty hard for aggro to beat me. Oh, never mind. All right. Oh, cool, a Brain Freeze. I will say, we have 0 pieces of power on our team, and they have a good amount on theirs, as far as I can tell. I haven't really looked super carefully, but playing against a lot of Lotuses and Soul Rings, which it's more fun when you have them, you know? Do I want to Brain Freeze myself for 6? I don't think so. I should have Brain Freeze myself. I didn't draw a land. All right. If I don't draw a land, I'm going to lose. If I draw a land, I'm in pretty good shape. Yeah, Palantir, not the most pressure. Okay. Into Figure of Destiny. I'm not going to have them draw a card. I took 4 off Flame Tongue, sure. Oh. What do I do here? I could Zealous. I think... Oh man, Ancient Tomb is just the worst land to draw. I think I'll just play this as a way to make some blockers. The sick part about Ancient Tomb is I could have... That could have actually ramped me earlier, but drawing it here was just way worse than drawing any other land. You know what? Sometimes just things do not end up your way, and this draft is certainly a demonstration of that. I see. Okay. Bolt. I'll block there. Oh, we both draw. I do like that. All right. Well, I'm gonna let Dom draw off of Palantir now. I can't afford to not. Okay, draw. That's kind of interesting. What do I do here? At the beginning of your end step. So I think I'm actually going to go to 8 and Zealous Conscripts the Palantir. And yeah, actually we'll attack with this. And then pass, and I'm hoping that this, let's see, put on bottom, put on top. I'm hoping that the Zealous Conscript survives here. Okay. It's got Solitude and Fury in the deck, so I'm not like super hopeful, but it is possible. Minsk and Boo. Ooh, okay. So, all right. I mean, I basically win now if... Well, interesting. Yeah, I just have to draw a land. I have Twin for the conscripts. It's going to cost 6, but Ancient Tomb does actually let me pay for it. So Ancient Tomb actually kind of worked out this game because I drew no other lands. I'm going to chump Figure of Destiny, go down to 4 life. Oh, that might not be the case. Spellbinder, he might have to throw Spellbinder at Zealous Conscripts. So we'll see what he takes. In which case, this is a 1/1. I take 3 going down to 5. Let's say he takes the Tinker with Elite Spellbinder. I attack and kill Minsk and Boo with the Thopter token, and then I cast Tinker going down to 3, getting the portal, killing those 2 creatures. Obviously, I'm probably still going to lose to Palantir at that point, but hey, you know what? We got a chance. Yeah, so Tinker gets taken. Have to win this for this match, I think. Well, I don't technically have to, or my teammates could go 5-1 without me. They're currently 1-0 and 0-1, but, you know, we'll see. All right, I go to 5. Yeah, and the way, by not pumping with Minsk and Boo, signifying and taking Tinker, you have to throw Elite Spellbinder at Zealous Conscripts. Okay. Yeah, you can draw a card. So I'm still going to lose this game, but it ended up being kind of an interesting game. If I just drawn an island on turn 3, I think I would have been in, you know, at least pretty reasonable shape, but what can you do? Oh man, he's got Solitude also. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, we're not winning, because then Solitude makes it so I can't Tinker. Yeah. And he clearly didn't have that or wouldn't have made the twin play, so he drew Solitude off that, or drew the white card, I guess. All right, well, there goes that. And playing against red-white aggro, do I want the Brain Freeze kill? You know, the thing is, it's not like the Brain Freeze kill is fantastic, but I don't really want to side in, like, Condemn. It just doesn't seem that good. The Splinter Twin thing actually seems like it might not be good enough. The thing is, I think Zealous Conscripts is good enough, and once you're at that point, you should just play the Splinter Twin. It's bad against Solitude, it's bad against Lightning Bolt, but yeah, what are you going to do? The answer is lose and go 0-3, but we'll see. Okay, I'd like to play first. So this hand is turn 1. No, my Magic Online froze. Nice. Turn 1 Skull Clamp, turn 2 land to go. Turn 3, if I draw planes, I can cast, or like a white source, I can cast Blade Splicer and the draw becomes playable. If I don't, the draw is fairly bad. I think I have to mulligan this. I mean, this is a 2-land hand on the play with 3-drop, 5-drop, 5-drop, 5-drop. That's just not a good hand. All right. Magic Online agrees. It's also not, and now we're updating. Cool, at least we're updating relatively quickly. I think that Daybreak Games has done a fantastic job of curating Magic Online. I think that the one main complaint I have is that there's this bug that forces updates. It feels like every day. And I think that there was an answer like reinstalling Windows or something, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. So how about you solve your problems instead of that? Is that unreasonable? Who knows? All right. Let's log back on here and get to, you know, we're round 3, 0-2, down a game. Just the position we want to be in. Let's see how this goes. All right, we are back. We almost conceded due to inactivity, but luckily we did not. This hand looks totally fine. I'm going to keep this, and Arid Mesa gets Tundra. I think I can put Island back actually, because I don't have much in the way of double blue and I have double red. So I want to make sure I have double red, and I think I'd rather pay a life to make it so it's a Tundra instead of a... Well, at least I have Thieving Skydiver for that Soul Ring. Okay, let's get Tundra. And play Grim Monolith. All right. I mean, that's the thing about Soul Ring, though. Let's say I steal it my next turn. The 2 uses of Soul Ring were still just absurd. That's actually not so bad. The Grim Monolith means I can skydive the Soul Ring even through that. Basically, the Grim Monolith just pays for the Elite Spellbinder. So it's like the Elite Spellbinder kind of took the Grim Monolith out, but that's not too bad. Oh, and no lands. Okay, so the Skydiver is actually really going to screw up Dom's turn here. Wait, hold on. What is going on? Oh, I see. So it costs 5 mana to play this, right? X is currently 1. Okay. I could take a Talisman, but I'm just going to take the Soul Ring. You can have white mana. I will deny you extra mana. Unfortunately, even though I have Trinket Mage for Skull Clamp here, I feel kind of priced into blocking. Oh, no attack, huh? Interesting. Oh, in that case, if you didn't make that attack, I'm not blocking. If you want to block, you can block, I guess. Oh, sure. Weird to not attack and then to block. Huh. All right. Oh, let's get Skull Clamp. Let's play Skull Clamp. Let's clamp up Trinket Mage. Play Scalding Tarn and pass. I thought that if you didn't attack, it's because you didn't want to trade. I'm surprised that that happened that way. Direfleet Daredevil, sure. Let's crack Tarn. There's enough permanents in the graveyard that I'm not really worried about feeding the Lion Sash here. Oh. All right. I can cast that next turn. I like that. I can untap Grim Monolith, and then I have 10 mana. Okay, we're going to make Lion Sash into a 2/2. I will chump the Direfleet Daredevil if I'm given the option here. Okay, no. Untap this. Land. Boom. Portal to Phyrexia. Just, you know, the old hard cast Portal to Phyrexia. Why not? So Lion Sash can't even stop it from going off. And, oh, going to game 3. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really feeling Spell Queller. Don't think Condemn is really the business. I wonder if Wedding Announcement's good enough. Well, what if I cut an island for a Plains and then play Wedding Announcement and play Condemn? Is it possible that I cut Brain Freeze? I don't think so. Revoker still seems fine. I don't love the Splinter Twin. I just think it's worth it. All right, I'm just gonna keep Wedding Announcement in. All right. Let's see. I still want that turn 2 True Name. Oh, this is a turn 2 Tinker. If I want it. Oh, Mother of Runes is actually perfect because that's just another card to eat with Portal to Phyrexia. I just need to not draw Portal to Phyrexia, for the love of God. And all right, do I just fire it off here? So what are my plays here? I can play, I think I might play Wedding Announcement here, and then I'm going to pitch the Glorybringer. I think that is okay. And then wait 1 turn on Tinker and hope that that Dom plays another good thing to get eaten. If I draw, I have a 1 in 32 chance of drawing Portal to Phyrexia. I also could get Elite Spellbinder here, and that would be a little awkward, but I think it's okay to risk that. Loran. Oh wow, waiting a turn works so well because now my Portal to Phyrexia doesn't get Loran. Okay, let's get Tundra and cast Tinker, sacking. I think I sacked the Blood token. Even if the Blood token would be nice here, but I think that a Mox is still better. Like I have expensive cards in my deck I would like to cast. Well, waiting a turn was pretty nice there. Let's hit and hope that there's no artifact removal for this portal, because if not, then I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. All right, that's not killing the portal. That's also not killing the portal. Great. All right, so let's go portal. Loran, I don't care about Mother of Runes. Yeah, let's get Loran. And blow up the talisman here. Draw, ooh, nice draw too. All right, Season Pyro. Discard that. Twin, well, Twin's not super exciting, but Portal also with Season Pyro in play is nice. It's not like if Dom can't kill the Portal, it's gonna be really hard to win this game. Yeah. Oof, we got a match. I like it. All right, we'll see if we can salvage this, and we finally got to portal someone out. Actually, I guess I technically portaled Dom out twice. All right, let's see, find out if my teammates can carry me. All right, after a close match, Gennaro won, so Gennaro went 1-2. I went 1-2. Sam Rolfe carried the ship 3-0. So that gives us the 5-4 win. And you know what? The one match I got is all we needed. This deck, I wish I had one fewer of these combos and a little more support for one of the other ones, like a second Tinker target, Lotus Pet or LED for the Breach, you know, or maybe trade the Breach Brain Freeze for an Exarch and a Kiki. But you work with what you got, and I think jamming all the combos here worked out kind of all right. I even had the True Name, Goldspan, Glorybringer, aggro-ish plan. Skull Clamp never really got going. The one game I Skull Clamped, I immediately got upheavaled. Though had I drawn Force of Will, I would have won that game, I think. In any case, that is a victory for our team, even though I went 1-2, and this is a kind of cool deck. Didn't come together quite as much as I'd hoped, but I like what it had going on. Thanks for hanging out with me as I drafted Jeskai all combos, and well, we'll see what Magic has in store for us tomorrow. New video every day. I'll see you next time.